Hey guys, I'm Sean Cheek coming at you from Waco, Texas. How you doing? Today we're going to do another Elvis Presley song. Love us, Elvis Presley. It's Heartbreak Hotel, okay, and it's a version by Tim Akins. Look him up on YouTube, Akins. Tim Akins, a cover of Heartbreak Hotel. Let's take a listen to it. Well, since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. I don't know the words, but this is how it goes. Second line here. There we go. All right, guys, this is a fun one to do. I love it. Welcome to webpianoteacher.com, our online community where we gather together to learn, play, and share the music that we love, creating a culture of encouragement for all you guys out there who are trying to play piano online. You can do it if you pick the right lessons and you know how to practice. I'm going to help you do that right now. Okay, so you got to pick the right lessons. So if this is too hard, you're picking the wrong lessons. And it's not too hard because you can't do it or you're stupid. It's too hard because you're not there yet. You have to start at the bottom like everyone else does. Play a lot of easy songs that you love, even just little chord-based, Beatles songs and so forth, until you're ready to move up to that next level, okay? And it's a lot more fun doing that way too because you have little successes. You can enjoy the music you're playing and it's not too hard. You want a challenge, but not much. Just a little bit of a challenge is okay sometimes. People think they need to challenge themselves, but that's not a great idea in music because you tend to get frustrated and quit if something gets too hard for you. All right, so this is definitely middle intermediate, maybe late intermediate, okay, somewhere around there. Here's my sheet. You can download this sheet if you're a member of webpianoteacher.com. Let's get to the board. All right, so having this sheet to print out is great. If you are a member, then you can, this is kind of zoomed in, but you can see the whole sheet on the website. But so this version, this guy should have millions of views, all right, Tim Akins. And then these other versions somehow get millions, and they're not anything what he does. But he's a great singer, a great player. It's a very nice arrangement. There's even a little piano solo in the middle. I'm going to show you that as well. Really cool. All right, so we're going to start out with our E7 chord, E on the bass. You can do an octave here. The right hand D, G sharp, B, E. Now that is a ninth, okay? Look how that's pretty far. Some of you can reach that, some of you can't. If you can't reach it, you can just play an E instead, and then maybe play a D up here, like that. That'll work. All right, but if you can reach it, D, G sharp, B, E. So you sing a da, 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 chord. Ba, 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 chord. Da, 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 da. And then we start one. Heartbreak Hotel. And what Tim is doing on his keyboard, he has the bass sound, like an actual bass guitar sound on his keyboard. He has a split. And then the right hand has a piano sound, which is really neat. If you have an electric piano, it probably can do that. Okay? So that's a really neat way to play it. All right, so we have our E chord, and you got the singing dun 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 2 times, bum 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 2 times, bum 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 3 4 1. Oh, sorry, A chord. There we go, a chord right. All right, so this bass line E E D C sharp B. It's good to do left hand alone on these. Okay, so E C sharp, B. That's a walking down bass line. Do not blur that with pedal. That sounds awful. Listen. How awful that sounds. And some of you will do that, and you won't even realize it sounds awful because you've blurred the pedal so much, you're immune to it. But you hear other people do it, and you go, oh. So listen to that. Make sure you don't blur it. Okay? The right hand has D, E, G sharp, B. I'll use 1, 2, 4, 5 for me. And feel free to play that chord a little bit more in there, whenever you feel like it, in the gaps. All right, then we get to an A chord. Now, on the left hand here, on the chord pattern, okay, the last Elvis Presley song we had, boom, 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 just triads walking up and down. Well, this is more, Okay, so it's A, C sharp, A, E. But see how that's an A chord? If I move it up an octave, you can see A, C sharp, E, A. You don't want to blur that either, okay? So be real careful with the pedal. You can pedal, but be very judicious with it. And get it off so that you don't blur. On the right-hand chord, G, B, C sharp, E. All right, so that's a really neat way to play an A chord. And you may look at that and go, how in the world is that an A chord? Well, if you go A, C sharp, E, G, B, D, and add other notes to it, you can see it's a jazz chord. So then we'll actually go to a B chord, and you can see the B chord's done the same way. And we'll talk about this more in the lessons on the website, part 2. But look at that, B, D sharp, F sharp. Just get used to doing your chords like that. The walking bass line. The right hand has A, B, D sharp, F sharp. And I love this part right here. So this guy's licks are pretty easy, not too hard, but they sound really cool. It's really tastefully done. All right, so that's why I like it. He's got a little bobblehead of Elvis on his keyboard on the video. I love that. But look at that walking bass line. And what am I going to say? Don't blur your pedal. What I keep saying it because I've taught, give you a little tip here, I've taught in the past, a couple of decades, a lot of people in person, and I know that I have to keep telling them over and over again, quit blurring your pedal, watch your pedal, even though I just told them, I have to tell them again. Why? Because it's a habit, and you have to have somebody there, stop doing that. And even though I'm not there in person, I'm telling you in the video over and over, because I know that's what's happening with most of you, is you're blurring it anyway. Either you're saying, oh, it's not a big deal, or you're forgetting, and then you blur it, and then you reinforce the bad habit. All right, so I say it over again because I've had people sitting next to me for all these years, and I know what it takes to overcome that, because most people will pedal too much if they don't have any guidance for it at the beginning. So really watch that. When you're playing, sometimes your playing can sound muddled or kind of muddy or not very clean. And a lot of that can be due to over pedaling. It's a very important part of piano playing. It can really ruin a lot of good playing with your hands if you over pedal, okay? So here's the part 1. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We go in depth through the whole thing on the website. We do the piano solo in the middle. It's really tastefully done. A lot of fun to play. See you on webpianoteacher.com.